unknown to most Calcuttans, though not to the world, lies a priceless piece of ecosystem fringing the eastern boundaries of the city. It is the East Kolkata Wetlands.
রাজারহাট ভাঙড় লাভাটি ওই দিকটা
হ্যাঁ, রাজারহাটটা ঠিক মানে অতটা দিকে না, এটা
বানতলা ওই দিকটা
বানতলা ওই দিকটা। হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ
মানে টিএমসি পার্টি হেড অফিসের পেছন দিকটা
হ্যাঁ, বানতলা ওই সাইড।
হ্যাঁ যাদবখানে যাবি।
হ্যাঁ, এটা বিশাল এরিয়া।
না বেশি জানি না, বলতে পারবো না।
একটা কোয়েশ্চেন করা যাবে? বলছি, কলকাতার পূর্ব সাইডে যে বিশাল জলজমি আছে, আপনি সে সম্বন্ধে কিছু বলতে পারবেন?
অত তথ্য দিতে পারবো না। সল্টলেকের কথা বলছো?
সল্টলেকটা যেটা মানে সল্টলেকটা আগে ছিল, তার এই সাইডটা এখনো পুরো জলজমি মতন আছে, ওই বানতলা ওই জায়গাগুলো। তো ওই সম্বন্ধে কিছু বলতে পারবেন?
খুব ক্লিয়ার কনসেপশন নেই।
এক সেকেন্ড, একটা প্রশ্ন করবো। আপনি কি কলকাতার একদম পূর্ব সাইডে যে একটা বিশাল জলজমি আছে সেই সম্বন্ধে কিছু বলতে পারবেন?
না,
আচ্ছা, ঠিক আছে।
Not only does this ecosystem, or rather eco-social system, silently clean the city's sewage, but it also feeds the city dwellers with fresh vegetables and fishes, and happens to be the largest and most efficient natural biological sewage treatment plant, which traps carbon and runs entirely on solar energy. But it is under relentless assault from real estate development and unregulated industrialization. The oblivion it lies in is stark.
I know East Kolkata Wetland is somehow ecologically very important for Kolkata city, but I am not very much aware of the current situation or what is happening.
Okay.
The handful of city dwellers who know of it know it as a garbage dump and abode of mosquitoes. Its invaluable drainage role remains unknown to all, except the researchers, activists, and concerned journalists. It emerges intermittently along the 21-kilometer arterial Eastern Metropolitan Bypass that separates it from the crowded concrete structures of Kolkata, bereft of any signpost indicating its presence, let alone its unique significance. The East Kolkata Wetlands, also known as the East Kolkata Wetlands, are a complex of natural and human-made wetlands lying east of the city of Calcutta, West Bengal, in India. The wetlands cover 125 square kilometers, comprising salt marshes, salt meadows, sewage farms, and settling ponds that help treat Calcutta's sewage and sustain fish farms and agriculture through recycled nutrients. The name East Kolkata Wetlands was coined by Dr. Dhrubajyoti Ghosh, who reached this incredible but neglected part of the city, searching the answer to a question: what exactly happens to the city sewage?
Many years ago, local fishermen of this area transformed this wetland area into an ensemble of fish ponds, about 300 in number. These ponds are technically described best as oxidation ponds, and in tropical countries, these oxidation ponds are the best option for sewage treatment that science provides.
The ECW is a model for multi-use resource recovery system with activities like pisciculture and agriculture.
আমাদের এই ফিশারির আয়তন হচ্ছে আপনার এই বাইপাস মেট্রোপলিটন হয়ে সল্টলেকের গা থেকে 4 নম্বর ফিশারি আছে, ওখানে নিউ টাউন অ্যাকোয়াটিক পার্কের থেকে শুরু করে ওখান থেকে লেদার কমপ্লেক্স হয়ে এদিকে সোনারপুর হয়ে এখান থেকে ফের এখান থেকে ঘুরে চলে আসতে গড়িয়া হয়ে বাইপাস হয়ে এখান থেকে তৃণমূল ভবনের কোল থেকে শুরু করে আমাদের ভিআইপির ব্রিজ আছে, এখান থেকে এই লাগোয়া সমস্ত আমাদের এখানে জলাশয়। এই জলাশয়গুলো বহুদিন কালে থেকে আমাদের এই জলাশয়, আর এই সমস্ত জলাশয়গুলো সব ময়লা জলের উপরে নির্ভর করে এই মাছ চাষ হয়।
Kolkata, like other cities in India and elsewhere in Asia, is expanding rapidly. Population in the metro and its suburbs rose by as much as 55% to 14 million in 2011 from 9 million in 1981, according to the latest census. The entire city's soluble waste is disposed into the raw sewage canals, which finally drains into the shallow, flat-bottom fish ponds called pheri. These sewage-fed fisheries act simultaneously for the purification process, like coliform reduction, as well as fish production at a commercial scale.
খালি চোখে যেটা মনে হয়েছে আগে আর এখনকার দেখার মধ্যে ওই জায়গার আয়তনটা কমে যাচ্ছে, বুঝে যাচ্ছে জলাজমিটা, এটা অত্যন্ত খারাপ। এবং এইটা আমাদের ইকোসিস্টেমের জন্যে বাঁচিয়ে রাখার জন্য এই জলাজমিটা আমাদের খুবই প্রয়োজন আর কি।
The East Kolkata Wetlands host the largest sewage-fed aquaculture in the world and have been designated a wetland of international importance under the Ramsar Convention on August 19, 2002. Wastewater is 95% water and 5% fecal matter. Fecal matters are housing estates for bacteria. As wastewater enters a pond, bacteria meets algae, that is phytoplankton. Algae releases oxygen, which bacteria needs, and bacteria respirates carbon dioxide, which algae needs. Thus, algae and bacteria develop a symbiotic relationship, each helping the other to grow rapidly. This means the pond has a good population of algae, which is grazed upon by fish, which is finally eaten by humans, whereas the bacteria degrades the fecal matter into gas and inert sediments. Amazingly, for a sprawling city of its size, the cost of sewage treatment is cheapest in the world due to the wetlands on its eastern fringes. It is also virtually unnoticed that the carbon footprint of the food the city consumes is minimal because some 50% of the vegetables and fish are produced right in the backyard at startlingly low costs. Estimates show that about 10,000 tons of fish is produced in the pheris every year, and 150 tons of vegetables are supplied daily to the city's markets. For all its usefulness, the Kolkata wetlands face a dwindling future from the land sharks and unplanned, dirty industrialization. Of the two, filling up the large fish ponds, locally known as pheris, and building on them present the greater danger.
বলছি আপনি পূর্ব কলকাতার জলজমি সম্বন্ধে কিছু বলতে পারেন আমাদেরকে?
তবে সব ফ্ল্যাট নিয়ে ব্যস্ত। জলাজমি কোথায় আছে দাদা? এখন কলকাতায় জলাজমি কোথাও নেই দাদা, সব তো কোমোডারা সব গিলে দিচ্ছে।
The hunger for land for real estate development exerts a relentless pressure on this unique ecosystem. After the decision to extend Salt Lake City by converting more wetlands in the area, a public interest litigation (PIL) by Public, a city-based NGO, saved the wetlands by a landmark judgment of Justice U.C. Banerjee of High Court of Calcutta. It is unique even among the world's most prized wetlands in its sustainable symbiosis with the metropolis. A law barring new constructions on the wetlands, which entered its 10th toothless year last month, has not dissuaded property developers. The instances are too many to be denied. In Kharki village, near Bantala, in the wetlands, a 29 bigha, about 10 acres berry is being slowly filled up. Kharki is right now far from any residential developments along the bypass, but the situation could very well change in 5 to 10 years. Most of the time, the authorities are reduced to filing police complaints when any illegal construction is brought to its notice. The tendency of filling marshes for habitation is only natural beside a big city. Ghosh cites the example of draining and filling up the salt lake, once the northern portion of the wetlands, to establish a planned suburb in the 60s. But a balance has to be struck, says the engineer turned ecologist. As the situation on the ground stands right now, that precious balance seems to be missing. What also riles the aware citizens is the illegal mushrooming of plastic recycling and leather processing units on land which were a few years ago fertile vegetable gardens. Over 50 plastic recycling units have sprung up in recent times. On the stretch towards Bantala, more than 25 leather processing units boil leather wastes, emitting noxious fumes. It is then spread to dry and subsequently shipped to tea gardens as manure. Leather units release effluents into the sewage canals that feed the peris. It harms the fish.
চাষে কলকাতা যাচ্ছে বলে কলকাতা আমদানি হচ্ছে বলে কলকাতা লোক কিনে খাচ্ছে কম দামে এখানে সবজি ফবজি না হলে কলকাতার লোক মরে যেত না খেয়ে
There are also 5,000 local rag pickers who manually recycle Kolkata's solid waste at Thapa, the city's garbage dump in the wetlands, a daily effort that is laudable. Violence is never too far away in the wetlands, where laws of the land are often observed only in the breach. The steady encroachment on the wetlands worries the communities that have been living here for generations. More than 120,000 residents, many of them vegetable farmers and fisherfolk, are providing a useful service to the city.
They cannot be wished away, and we need to preserve them to ensure our own existence.
Shrinking it drastically to build houses is only inviting trouble, experts say. In the end, if the East Kolkata Wetlands are to be saved in a meaningful way, there has to be a heightened public awareness that the city sorely needs the wetlands for its own survival.
Yes, this is very important for our day-to-day life for fishes we eat, they are Bengali people.
জলাজমি লিপ্ত হয়ে যাওয়ার জন্যই তো মাছের সংকট দেখা দিয়েছে।
We are making a documentary on East Kolkata Wetlands. Okay. So would you be able to tell us something about
nothing. We are having nothing to say as we are having no concept at all regarding that particular issue.
Okay.
After a long period we have met together. We are good friends. So please.
If the people are indifferent, Ghosh asks, what hope can be there for the wetlands?
हाँ